So here we are with a video from Purebroadband. Just a quick explanation of how to set up a cable router. We're going to do it on one of the cable routers that we sell, which is the TP-Link model. Pretty darn easy to set up. There's a couple of photos that are on the website, or I may even have put them at the beginning of this video, which show you how to plug it in. Basically take the grey cable, plug it into one of the yellow ports on the back of the router, and then plug it into the Ethernet port on your PC or your laptop. Once that's plugged in, you'll probably get this symbol. Now what we need to do is basically open up the router. So we'll open up a browser, and the routers, our routers, are on IP address 192.168.0.1. You'll have to refer to your manual if you have a different cable router. You'll log in as admin and admin on ours. Once again, if it's your own cable router, check your manual. Log in, and all we need to do is basically check that the wireless is set up correctly. So we've got a wireless network name in here. We'll change that to Purebroadband, I think, .net, and we're in region United States. You don't want to be in the incorrect region, so change that to United Kingdom. At the minute we've got auto channel. What we really ideally would do is get you to install a program called Insider. Insider basically does a scan and tells you which is the best channel to use. Now, as you can see, at the moment the router that I'm setting up is on channel 11, as is another router in the vicinity on channel 11, and so is Shore Zone 4 and Shore BB, all in channel 1. So really it wants to be on anything but 1, 11 or 7. So that's great, so we'll come out of there. Now it's worth doing that check, potentially weekly, if not weekly, maybe monthly, just to check that nothing else in the area has gone on to the same wireless channel as you. If it has, change your channel, and this is how you do it. You go in there. So at the minute 1, 7 and 11 was in use, so I think we'll go for channel 4. Save that. As it says there, selecting the incorrect country may cause interference to other devices and violate the applicable law. So do set it to United Kingdom. That's that part of it set up. Go on the wireless security tab now, which is just there on the left. You scroll down. Ideally you want to be on WPA or WPA2. You may, if you've got some older devices, need to do it on WEP, in which case you'll just click WEP and then enter the password you want. So for now we're going to be on WPA, and we're going to set it up with the password Purebroadband 1 so we don't forget it. We'll save that change. Now, as you can see, it does say you need to reboot to make the changes apply, which we can do here. So click to reboot. Show you want to reboot the router. Okay. Now on cable routers, you'll notice that when I just showed you around there, I just showed you exactly what you need to do. This is already on IP address 192.168.0.1, so it doesn't need to change. If it was on anything other than 0.1, put it onto 0.1. I'll show you how to do that once the router reboots. In the meantime, I'm just going to unplug the cables, and what you can do at this point is you can unplug the cable from your computer, move it into the blue port on the back of your router, and plug it back into the LAN side of our power supply. Okay, there we go, it's disconnected from that, and now we need to find it on the wireless, and there it is, and we'll connect to that. And we do it as Purebroadband 1. Excuse me, we've got a bit of a cough at the moment. There we go. So we're now connected wirelessly. We should be able to go back on 192.168.0.1, and it'll take us straight back into that router, albeit we're now connected wirelessly to it. So what we mentioned earlier on with regards to the IP address, if you go into network settings here and go onto your LAN port, then there's your IP address. So if that was anything other than 0.1, you'd want to change it to 0.1 as it is in there, and save it. DHCP, if for some strange reason it as standard is disabled, on a cable router it wants to be enabled. The only other setting that may apply is if you go back into wireless. If you use some Apple devices, Apple products don't always agree with a setting called WMM. If you go into wireless advanced, you can see in there enable WMM. Most routers come enabled as standard. If you've got Apple devices and you find it slow over the wireless, it's worth disabling and trying again. Now, as we mentioned earlier, it is worth checking your channels out quite regularly to make sure nobody around you is on the same channel. Use Insider for that. Once again, it's INSSIDER. Version 2.1 I've got. I think you can get version 3 now. But that there, as you can see, now look, it's gone to channel 11 for some reason there. I don't know why it's gone to channel 11. A little bit on the strange start. So we need to go back into wireless. And at the minute, it's obviously just picking the channels that it wants. Now that's probably actually because I haven't refreshed my Insider. So let's not worry about that. That's what you want to check, that's what you want to change. And that's pretty much it. Every now and then, of course, it is worth going into your system tools here, and it is worth checking for a firmware upgrade. There is also a really good thing to do is to go on here once you've got your settings correct in your router and you know that it's working. Go to backup and restore, go to your backup file there, and all it'll do is it'll download the file. There it is. Now what you can do then is just save it to your desktop or wherever you know, give it a name that you'll remember, and if your router ever loses its settings in the future, all you have to do is come onto the router, onto the same page, go to restore, choose your file and click restore, and it'll upload all those settings that you've done as per what we've discussed today. And that's pretty much it.